What is going on, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to another one. In this one, it's pretty simple, guys. We are purely demonstrating that griefing people is not cool. I was taking a brisk walk through Blackwater, minding my own business, and 3 members of this posse decided to start griefing me. Big mistake, cowboys. I'm going to take you live to the commentary. I'm just pretty much going to stand my ground here and just see what they've got, really, because a lot of griefers, what they tend to do if they're using one particular type of technique to try to grief somebody or get them out of the session in general, nice headshot there, and it's not working for them, 9 times out of 10 they'll actually change their strategy. They'll probably call more people into the session, or they'll just use things like E-rounds or just anything really to gain the advantage over you. I've got no doubt any minute now they'll start coming at me in 2s and 3s, but that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. We cater for every single style here. If your style is 3-on-1 attacks and you think it's cool, then I'm the type of player that says F you, it's not cool, and now I'm gonna grief you. Now, we're all fully aware of being in that underdog position, and this is why it's pretty important to put videos like this out there, because, you know, how many people out there have been in this position before where you've got an entire posse just trying to grief you out the session? It's not cool. And everyone's always rooting for the underdog. Everyone wants to see the underdog prevail and beat the griefers. Remember, the griefers think that they're cool, and that's the whole point here. It's like a group of people that if you, for example, if you don't fit in, they just try to outcast you, and you know, it's just simple bullying tactics, and people use computer games to be able to unleash this assault on people and trolling and things like that, and you know, it makes them feel better about their own lives. But you know, when they're griefing a low level player, and that player starts kicking their asses, they're being embarrassed for everybody to see, and they deserve it. Okay, guys, I'm still kind of in a position here where I'm just kind of studying each one of their gameplay. I already know who the weaker member of the group is. He's the guy that just stands there with his chin up with one revolver in his hand, not wearing a hat card, and he's just completely and utterly trash. All of these players are high level. I wouldn't exactly say any of them can fight or do anything special. That's why they're continuously being headshotted. The highest level and member of this posse is 300, and this dude thus far is the only person that's using E-rounds. If I was legitimately, I don't know, a level 60 or something like that, then these guys normally find success in what they're doing, and coming at them in numbers, you know, with the E-rounds or, you know, different ability cards. And the funny thing is this is really my earliest memory on Red Dead Online, and I actually remember after 2 weeks of being on the game, not wanting to play the game anymore because none of it made sense. You know, I didn't know about ability cards, Deadeye cards. I didn't understand how you can shoot someone directly in the head and it doesn't kill them. Obviously that's through, you know, the different ability cards and the depending on what Deadeye cards. That was a decent little spin there. Yeah, so I don't actually think that player was a part of this. But for a player that's not part of this, it's a bit bizarre how they're directly in the middle of our battle zone when they know that we're all shooting at each other. It's just ridiculous. But never mind. I've come down to this area now, just to change things up a little bit. You know, I think if you are being griefed by 2 or 3 people, sometimes it's better to be in the town, and that really takes sniping away from your opponents. And remember, if there's more than one opponent and they're all sniping at you, in theory you don't stand a chance. So, but yeah, so if you are in the town, I know that you can get the cops on you, but they're also going to get the cops on them. And you really want to do anything you can just to annoy them. Because remember, initially they're the ones that are attempting to grief, so you definitely want to make them feel uncomfortable. The guy I just killed there, he's definitely the weakest member of the group. That player there was the posse leader, who agrees with griefing and bullying tactics on this game, otherwise they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Yeah, you can see that it's the same weak member of the group that just literally keeps running at me, even though, you know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out the type of style that I'm using. So running at this style is pretty embarrassing. That player there, Dear James. Dear James is, from what I can tell, the strongest member of the griefing group. He's level 300. And he's the only player in the group that's using E-rounds. So you can see that this guy has got a lot of experience in probably griefing people, and also using E-rounds when things are not going his way. Obviously today he's meeting more of a superior player, and that's pretty much why he's using the E-rounds. But that's absolutely fine. As I said before, we cater for every style on this game. And remember, I'm doing moves on them that they've never heard of, and it's only really high level and veteran players that are going to look at my gameplay and say, you know, the moves he's using are high level moves. They're really moves that need to be pointed out to people, and this is why I think this is why people are very quick to say, you know, players are cheating, because remember, if you can't kill a player, to them you look invincible, so then they're going to start saying, oh, he's cheating, and that's exactly what happens when players don't get their own way. As you can see, Dear James has gone straight for the E-rounds again. We all know the reason why he's using the E-rounds. He wants to be able to, as the highest level within this posse, he wants to kind of make them believe that he's the best player. Everyone else in the posse is going to be following his advice. So by him using E-rounds, he's making them believe that it's because he's really a strong player at this game. Look at those E-rounds going off, look. So hopefully these guys watch this back, and they're going to start thinking, hold on a sec, you were getting destroyed by this player, and then you just switched to the E-rounds. Why do we need you in this posse? You're the one giving us advice, and you can't even beat this guy in a 3-on-1. It's actually something that I'm familiar of hearing from a member of my own posse quite some time ago. And that member within our posse acted as if, because he was like, I don't know, maybe level 600, and he was acting as if another player beats him, it's because they're cheating. And he's apparently, you know, he's the best player in the world, and if another player beats him, it's because they're cheating. And this is a scumbag player that blatantly got kicked out of the posse. And unfortunately, it happens when you meet high-level experienced players. Every player on this game wants to kind of act like they're the most superior player, and you know, they've got more knowledge than anyone else. But that theory, unfortunately, doesn't exist. If everyone knows the exact same moves and different abilities and things like that, it puts everyone on an even playing field. And remember how the servers work, you know, one day someone will be faster than you, another day you'll be faster than them, and you start understanding that there's no, you know, all-time best player on this game. It's impossible. When everyone knows the exact same thing, it just comes down to the general timing on that day. It doesn't really come down to much else. Oh wow, this guy Dear James, he's my absolute hero right now. I don't actually think that he's got a legitimate kill on me without using the E rounds. And to be honest, I haven't really got a major problem with people using E rounds. But I kind of do have a problem when they're using E rounds to try to grief people. Damn, that was actually really close. I've got a feeling that guy is better with the Carcano than he is with Painted Black. Let's just boom. I'm not extending you any courtesy right now. Yeah, so this is straightforward. I'm actually surprised that these griefers are still attempting to grief. The message is pretty clear at this stage. There goes the posse leader again. Obviously the posse leader now is using slightly different tactics. You know, they're using dive in and, you know, just a few moves that they've you know, that they're familiar with, that may have worked for them before, but they haven't got really any, you know, strategy behind those types of moves. That one there was a good shot, just over the fence. I think that one came through, but in general, they're aware of these moves, and you know, they might use these moves when desperate, but they're not consistent. If you're not consistently using moves on this game, then you're never going to be that familiar and that great with these moves. I've actually got enough time here to clean my weapon. Obviously they're going to fight me very cautionately now because they're getting their asses whipped. I haven't even used a hat this entire session either, so I'm just a one-shot head kill. I think sometimes, you know, you've got to call the situation for what it is, and except for using a 3 versus 1 griefing session and using E rounds to gain advantage on me, these guys are not actually using any other exploits or cheats. That only lasted about an hour or so, not too bad. Clearly they're waving the white flag. What I'll do is, I'm receiving a message at the moment, so I'll put that on the screen so everyone can see. I do believe in trash talking griefers and trolling people that think it's funny to troll. But other than that, please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.